All right, Jimmy, how you doing today?
I am doing good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm glad you came in today.
I am too, because I got some things I need to talk to you about.
You got some things talking about. Okay, but before we get started, I would just like to let you know who I am and what my role is as a counselor here at Texas Middle School as an 8th grade counselor. I'm here to help you and other students like yourself deal with some of the issues and problems that you may have. Now, the things that we talk about will be private between us two. But by chance, if you say something that could cause harm to you or cause harm to others, or someone might be harmed by something, then I'm obligated to let someone know.
Okay.
All right, do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so do you have any questions?
Not right now, no.
Not right now? All right, so tell me why you came in today.
My teachers are giving me so much work, I can't get anything done.
Okay.
And it's frustrating me. You know, I'm getting irritated.
Okay. All right, so if I understand you correctly, your teachers are giving you a lot of work.
Yeah.
And you're starting to get frustrated.
Yeah, I ain't got time to do anything.
Okay.
I just can't get it done.
All right, so why do you feel, what do you feel is causing the frustration?
Well, the frustration's coming because I can't get it done.
Okay.
And sometimes I don't understand it. And, you know, I don't know when I'm supposed to do it.
Okay. So if I'm hearing you correctly, we're not understanding the work.
Some of it.
Some of it. Is there a particular class or all your classes?
Well, it's not all my classes, because some of my classes I really like. But, you know, there's a couple that I don't understand.
Okay, so tell me about the one class you don't understand. Who's the teacher? What's the subject? And give me as much detail about what's going on in that class as you can.
It's science. I don't understand. I just don't understand the need for science.
Okay.
You know, they start talking those big words. I don't understand it. And when I get home, I try to do it, and I don't have time to figure it out.
Okay. So who's your science teacher?
Mr. Garland.
Mr. Garland. All right. So Mr. Garland's your science teacher. And if I'm understanding you correctly, Mr. Garland's using words that you don't understand.
Yeah.
And he's giving a lot of work on top of your other classes.
Yes.
What level class? Is this a regular class or a pre-AP class?
Well, it's a pre-AP class.
Okay. All right. So all your other classes are pre-AP classes?
No.
No, just this one particular
I do have this one, just this one.
Just that one? Okay. So tell me about one of your classes that everything is going right. Tell me about that class and how are you able to get the work done in that class?
History class.
History?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like history.
So what are we doing in history?
Well, we've been studying the Constitution, but that teacher makes it fun. And
Okay.
I can understand it.
Okay. It makes it fun. And what is your relationship like with that teacher?
We have fun. We get along. He's my man.
Okay. All right. So you get along. All right. So that means so it sounds like you got a pretty good relationship with your social studies teacher.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did that develop?
I don't know. The first day of school, he just seemed like somebody you like to be around.
Okay. All right.
And he always liked to be around him. He makes things fun.
Okay. So he makes things fun. You like being around him. So it's something about him. So what is it that you can do in your science class that can be mimicked that you do in your social studies class?
I mean, I gotta like him.
Well, you got to talk. Why do you feel like you can't talk to your science teacher?
He's not fun.
Okay, can you elaborate what you mean by not fun?
He gives all this work for me to do, and it's not fun.
Okay. Gives you all this work to do and it's not fun. Have you communicated with your science teacher?
Well, it's hard to. I tried, but I didn't understand what he was saying.
You understand what he was saying? Okay. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to take a moment and I want you to imagine a scenario, perfect scenario, where you're able to talk to your science teacher, explain to him what's going on, and he offered that help. I need you to think about that, and then I need you to tell me tell me that story.
Well, when I'd go in and tell him I didn't get my homework finished because I didn't understand it, he would ask me what I didn't understand, and I could show him, and we could go through it.
Okay. Okay.
That would help me.
All right.
Because, sometimes I get a little bit of it, and sometimes some of it I don't get.
Okay. All right. So if I understand your perfect scenario, you'll be able to go in class, talk to him, he understands what you need, and you explain to him exactly what it is that you need help with.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, this is the next question. Now, I need you to be honest with me. Are any of your friends in your class?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So your friends are in your class.
Yeah, Tyler's in there.
Tyler's in there. All right. So you and Tyler are real good friends.
Oh, yeah. We've been knowing each other forever.
All right. Or do y'all sit next to each other?
We don't have to sit next to each other.
Okay. All right. So Tyler's in the class. So how do you think you having your best friend in class how is that going in there? Honestly.
Well, I have fun, but I don't always hear everything the teacher says.
Okay, so you don't always hear the teacher says. Okay. All right, so what can we do? What do you feel like can be done differently? Based on your new story and based on what do you think you can do?
I could not listen to Tyler.
Okay.
But Tyler's funny.
Tyler's funny. Okay. So, what besides not listening to Tyler, what else can we do?
In class?
Yes, in class.
In class. Well, if I'm not listening to Tyler, then I could listen to the teacher.
Okay, so we can listen to the teacher.
I could listen to Mr. Garland. I still might not understand some of them big words, but I might could tell him which ones I don't understand.
Hold on. Say that again. You can do what?
When I don't, if I don't understand a big word, I might could ask him.
Yes, you can ask him. All right, so that's step one. Ask for help. All right. So you can ask for help. All right. So you can ask for help. Now that we ask for help and Mr. Garland's helping you, now I know that you're saying you were frustrated because you couldn't get everything done. So what is it that's when you get home, tell me your routine when you get home.
Well, when I get home, I put all my stuff in my room and I go out and hang out with my friends.
Okay.
I run over to Tyler's house.
Okay. All right. So when you go over to Tyler's house, by what time do you start on your homework?
After I leave Tyler's house, I come home and eat dinner. And then after dinner, I usually call Tyler or we're texting or something.
Okay.
And we might play some video games again. And
Okay.
then I got to take a shower. Then it's time to go to bed. I ain't got time to do homework.
Okay. All right. So this is what I want you to do again. I want you to envision a perfect time you come home and how it would look if you was able to get all your stuff done. What would it look like?
I wouldn't have any homework.
You wouldn't have any homework. Okay. But you got homework. So we're going to assume we got homework.
Yes, sir.
And what we're going to do? What's the process? The perfect process.
Well, when I get home, instead of just throwing my backpack in the corner, I can check and see if I had any homework.
Okay.
Because sometimes I don't have homework. Sometimes I do.
Okay.
And I forget about it.
Okay.
That's because I don't check.
But this time, we don't forget this time.
Okay, so I check.
Uh-huh.
And I got homework.
Okay.
But see, doing homework and going to Tyler's house, I guess I should do the homework.
You should, right. Okay. You feel like you should do the homework. So next,
if it was perfect, I guess. Of course, in my perfect world, I'd be going over to Tyler's house.
What?
But for school's
Yes.
perfect, I guess I should do the homework.
Correct. Do the homework. What else?
Then if I try to finish it, and if I don't finish it, then I would know what to ask Mr. Garland the next day in class.
Okay. All right. So, what are a couple of elements that in your perfect world that you can give me 2 elements that you talked about that you feel like you can implement tomorrow?
I could ask for help if I don't understand something.
Ask for help. Okay.
And I could check to see if I have homework as soon as I get home,
Okay.
instead of waiting until after I shower and it's time for bed.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like we got a game. So this week, this is what we need to work on. We need to come up with a game plan to implement, 1, asking for help and checking for your work.
Okay.
All right. So what do you think you can do? Let's start with the check for work first. What is the things you can do to make sure that you have all your work?
Well, when I get home, I check to see if I have any. Yeah, I just check to see if I have any.
So, and how's that been working out so far, just by checking? Because I remember you mentioned that you forget sometimes.
Jeff Jones, please come to the 7th, 8th grade office, please. Jeff Jones.
Well, sometimes I forget
Okay.
because Tyler's already at my house.
Okay. So what is it that we think we can put in place that will help you not forget?
I could have a notebook
A notebook?
or a checkoff sheet
Okay. A check-off sheet? Okay.
that, when I get home, I got to actually check it off before I go anywhere,
Okay.
whether I have homework or not.
Is there anybody who checks your work at home?
No, nobody checks my work at home.
Nobody checks your work at home? Okay. Is there, so I remember you mentioned saying Mr. Lee, your social studies teacher, y'all had a good relationship.
Oh yeah, he's fun.
Okay. Could he possibly help you keep track of your stuff?
Could,
But what would be better though?
if I do it myself,
Right.
because I don't want to bother Mr. Lee. He's too fun. I don't want him to get him.
All right, so we do it ourselves. All right, so what it sounds like is we got a plan. Okay. So what we need to do is make sure we act when we come to a word that we don't understand. Ask for help.
Ask for help. Ask him to explain what that word
Yes.
means.
So we're gonna ask for help.
In science, there's so many words I just don't understand.
All right, so we're going to ask for help, and we're going to create a checklist of the work that we need to do
Right.
to measure and make sure that, okay, we're getting everything done.
Yeah, it's usually science.
Yeah.
Of course, there is some math sometimes.
But,
You
okay.
know, ELA. Yeah, there's actually a lot of homework.
Yeah, so you can put that on the checklist, and then that way you can check as you get something done, you check it off. Okay? And then what I would like for you to do is, like, I want you to try that for a week, and then we'll come back on Friday and we'll check our progress and see how well we did
Okay.
and where we get. Now, don't get discouraged if you miss a check mark or anything like that. The goal is to start developing a habit of studying.
Right.
So we want to develop good study habits.
Yeah, because I got to play basketball next year.
Okay? And let me ask you this question. How do you feel your frustration level will be different with this new plan?
Well, if I'm understanding science a little better, I won't be as upset because I'll understand it. And if I'm getting my homework done,
Okay.
then I won't feel like I'm stupid.
Okay? All right, Jimmy. So tell me what's your plan. So tell me what the plan is for this week. What we're gonna do.
I got to make a checkoff sheet for every time I get some homework.
Correct.
So for during the day, I got to write down all homework on this sheet. And when I get home, I got to check it to make sure, the sheet, so I'll remember to do the homework.
Okay.
And then and I guess it would work in any class. If I don't understand a word, I could ask what it means.
Yeah. Ask what it means. Okay. Good. And when are we gonna follow back up to check our progress?
Friday.
Friday.